Hello again. I am back with one more DevOps and SRE interview questions for you. Let me turn on the slideshow so you can see it better. Question number is 147 today, and as you might recall from my previous videos, I've done some research and come up with the top 15 topics/tools that you should be learning about if you're preparing for DevOps role, and the ones at the top are more important than the ones at the bottom. And the numbers here are how many times these keywords came in the job descriptions out of I think about 35 jobs that I compiled. So today's topic is Kubernetes, number 11. Even though it came at number 11, I really believe that this is underranked. Kubernetes is quote unquote a hot topic, so really you should be studying Kubernetes a lot more than number 11 in this list. So today's question is, how does Kubernetes block ingress traffic, that is incoming traffic, like a regular firewall would? So in Kubernetes, there's built-in mechanisms for blocking traffic coming into the cluster, right? That's what this question is asking about. So how does it do that? That's the question. Before I get to the answer, just a reminder, Floyd Spencer is my career advisor. He's giving away 1 hour session to anybody who's in the job market. I'm not financially affiliated with him, so just a recommendation. He is very passionate about helping people who are in the job market. Okay, there are at least 3 different ways Kubernetes clusters block traffic that's coming in. First is network policies, and we'll talk about each one of these in a second. There are things called ingress controllers, and then there's admission controllers. So network policy is basically a firewall rule. It says allow or not allow certain kind of traffic. And here's an example of code, a YAML code, that if you have in your Kubernetes YAML files, this one actually blocks all traffic. You see, it says there's nothing allowed under spec. There's nothing allowed in ingress. So if you actually have this, no traffic will come through. But you can modify this code to allow certain traffic, right, and deny everything else. So it's just like a firewall rule that you would have in any firewalls. So that's network policy. Second one is ingress controller. These are actual things, actual entities, objects that you can create using Kubernetes YAML files. And there are many supported ingress controllers. These are basically the actual entity that will block the traffic. You can have ngnix controllers, you can have haproxy, you have a normal GCP load balancer, you can have Traefik, you can have Istio. There's like 12, 20 of them. These are some of the most common ones. So if you can use the ingress controller to actually control traffic that you define using network policies. Okay, and the third one is admission controller. This is a little bit advanced concept. Admission controller is basically a way to say what is even allowed to be done in your infrastructure. So it's a plugin that will intercept any request coming into the API server and will not allow you to do certain things that you block it. It's like a policy, not a network policy, but a policy about what you can create and what you cannot create. If you have a policy, if you have admission control that blocks certain kind of pods, for example, you can do that. So these are more object controls than traffic controls, but they fall in the larger bucket of controlling what can come in, what can be done on your Kubernetes cluster. Okay, if you have specific questions, you can find me on LinkedIn. I will try my best to answer your question. And if you are benefiting from these videos, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.